Mentality Edition 41. Second movie on this Travyon Martin, George Zimmerman. This time I learned some new things that disgust me. Travyon Martin is apparently a bully, sort of. I don't know enough information to say that he's a hardcore bully, but I'm looking at this movie.
Messages. These are just a few of them, but there are pages and pages of text messages.
That I'm looking at clickorlando.com.
Two in the messages, but in some of them, it is very clear what he's talking about. In this video of a street fight in Miami, you can see Travyon Martin in the background wearing a striped shirt. A picture from that video was one of many pictures taken from Martin's cell phone and released by George Zimmerman's defense team. There were also several pages of cell phone records, Travyon Martin's text messages with many references to fighting. Like this message in November of 2011, coming from Martin's phone. It reads, "I lost the first round, but won the second and third." The other person texts, "It was 3 rounds, you won 1, laugh out loud, but you need to stop fighting for real."
And basically what they want to establish is that this person has violent tendencies.
Local 6 legal analyst Luis Calderon says the pictures and text could help the defense build its case about the struggle between Martin and Zimmerman that left Zimmerman with a bloody head and busted nose. There was even a witness who said Martin attacked Zimmerman MMA style.
This basically proves that he had this experience, that this was something that he had done before, and that in fact he maybe enjoyed it.
This is what I want you to hear, this next one.
In another text message coming from Martin's phone, talk about wanting to fight the same person again. It reads, "No, I'm not done with him. He's going to have to see me again." Then, "No, stop. You won't be satisfied until you get suspended again." Martin says, "But he didn't bleed enough for me. Only his nose. But after that, I'm done."
It's a bully.
Conduct that conforms with that sort of behavior.
That's a bully when you say that kind of arrogant hater remark. Yeah, but it is what it is. And then George Zimmerman's another bully. Other employees told ABC News they recalled the two actually, wait. That's the second page. Below is a letter of a complaint filed against George Zimmerman by a fellow worker at CarMax in Sanford, Florida. The person who filed the complaint has asked that his name be withheld. Tuesday, July 8th, 2008, to CarMax management. I am concerned about my work environment in which lately I feel harassed and abused by other employees led by, but not limited to, George Zimmerman. My complaint is based on a series of repetitive incidents that are making my work experience at CarMax unpleasant. My fear of being not accepted into my new work environment and have kept me from formally addressing these issues, but at this point I feel that these issues have grown big enough to impact my professional performance negatively and that they need to be dealt with promptly. Since I started working at CarMax Sanford, George has been dealing with me in an unprofessional manner and have mastered the art of emerging as the nice guy to others in order to make me look like the unsocial type and out of place. Singling people out, that's a freaking bully. That's wrong. 2 bullies. Do you see the big picture here? 2 bullies going at each other. One bigger one, one younger one. It just happened to be one person lost their life, one person lost, the other person lost too, but not their life. They lost their reputation. They've been ridiculed. George Zimmerman has been ridiculed as a murderer, and that's what he is. He's a murderer. He's a bully murderer. Intentionally gave me wrong directions about how to perform my job. That's a prankster, and he also was a prankster. That's almost as worse as a bully. Pranksters is like 3 steps below a hater, and it's like 4 steps below a bully. Haters and pranksters, haters and bullies go hand in hand. It's like hand and glove. He repeatedly made comments referring to the exclusion of yellow tag employees of his group activities. Pressured me to split my first floor sale with him by lying about the CarMax policy of splitting deals. He makes a high school-like humor out of mispronounced or misplaced words that I say to the point that I have to carefully choose my words around him and his group. He never communicated with me in a friendly manner despite my effort to do so. What a freaking hater. He led a comic show with John Russo and Corey impersonating me in a terrorist character and referring to me as a fucking moron. Effing moron. So it's abcnews.go.co. It's also on another article, another video. George Zimmerman bullied former colleagues, complaint says. These are some of the bully activities that I have been facing that led me to the concern about my work environment. It has been painful to come to work knowing that other employees are monitoring my movements closely to catch a little mistake that will stimulate their humor senses. Using him as at his expense for comedy. That's wrong too. That's not real comedy. That's a hater. That's a joke. Joke on the person that's a hater. Makes them look like an idiot and a fool. Haters are idiots. Hater bullies, pranksters are idiots and fools. It is what it is. Like I've always said. George Zimmerman, okay, page 2. Other employees told ABC News they recalled the two remember Zimmerman as a prankster, a jokester at work. Zimmerman was let go shortly after the complaint was lodged, apparently on an unrelated matter. These accusations, it's always something else with them. Give them an inch, they take a mile. Of course their track record is going to be like that, because that's what they are, hater bullies. They're going to get into more drama, more trouble. Their conduct is unacceptable. These accusations come a day after a report by Chris Serino, the lead homicide investigator in the shooting death of Travyon Martin, was made public. Serino's report expressed strongly skepticism in Zimmerman's account of the shooting, describing Zimmerman's injuries as marginally consistent with a life-threatening violent encounter. Marginally. Not that big. The detective also questioned Zimmerman's account of being afraid of Martin, who was 17 and unarmed when he was killed on February 26. I believe you can be afraid of somebody even though you are armed with a deadly weapon. You can still be afraid. But a bully doesn't recognize reason. They just hate. They just hate. They're evil people. They don't recognize reason because they're stupid. Serino's report is the latest in the seesaw information released alternately by the state and defense, with chunks of seemingly damning evidence for Zimmerman, while other parts appear to support his claim of shooting Martin in self-defense. The second article, one of Zimmerman's former colleagues at CarMax, where he worked in 2008, complained formally of the man who killed Florida teen Travyon Martin, alleging serial hazing that lasted for months, included pranks and ethnic jokes. And he was a bigot, a racist, insensitive. He might not have been a racist, but he made racist remarks because he's a prankster and he's insensitive. You know, George Zimmerman, right? I mean, that's what it says. I'm just reading what it says. I didn't make it up, you know, this is just my conclusions. When the salesman complained to management, Zimmerman denied the harassment. The guy was so convincing when he was confronted by management to the point where I doubted my own self. I would not be surprised if he got away with it. Martin murder accusation, in parentheses. He's got, like you say, a good poker face. Great poker face, said the colleague. That pretty much summarizes this guy's personality. Great poker face. The employee, who is an Arab American, worked part-time at the used car retailership during 2008 and rose quickly to become one of the company's top salesmen despite the hazing, he says. He persevered. He rose up. He had to deal with this BS, this, bull, and he excelled more than probably George Zimmerman, because he got fired. These are some of the bully activities that have been facing and led me to be concerned about my work environment, he wrote in one-page complaint. The complaint accusations Zimmerman had pressured him to split deals with him, and he's greedy. He wants money. He wants to abuse the green guy, the newbie. That's like 5 faults there. Bigot, greedy, prankster, hater, bully. That's like 5 things. What else? He's an idiot. He's a stupid, ignorant bully. 6, 7. He overstates the Travyon, like in my last video, he overstates making a mountain out of a molehill, making a big fiasco because he could be bored because he's a security guard, or he just got sick of the gangbangers that he didn't like. You know, true that he apparently like helped African Americans in the community, or he did some other things. And you gotta give credit where credit is due. Or something to that effect. Let me continue. He also accused Zimmerman of giving a new worker wrong direction how to perform a job, and then later made jokes to employees and managers how stupid I was to listen. The former car salesman insisted that Zimmerman, who was 24 at the time, was not racist, but would do anything to gain approval of the colleagues, chiefly harassing their new colleague with Middle Eastern jokes. What a freaking jerk. He said the racist remarks hurt more than anything else. Speaking exclusively to the ABC News, the man said he wasn't joking around. He was choosing his words. He was making fun of my accent or pretending that I have a thick accent. Zimmerman's former, what a bully bigot. Zimmerman's former colleague asked that his identity not be revealed because he feared an association with Zimmerman trial could jeopardize his family's security. He also recounted first hearing Zimmerman's name in the media because the name I'll never forget. I had to pull over when I heard him on the news. The former colleague says that Zimmerman, who is now 20, referred him as a effing moron on countless occasions, despite his recognition from his superiors as a talented salesman. This is just horrible. You know? It is what it is, you know, because I hate freaking bullies. I hate them because they're so stupid to begin with. The man said he wanted to do his work and go home, but Zimmerman's noticed the gap or unwelcome from some of the other employees, and he took the opportunity to pretty much put me as a target and to make fun of me, bully me around, pretty much harass me 24/7 just to make it difficult for me to work there. I guess I wouldn't have lasted. Boy, I would have just left and then told the management. I probably would have wrote a letter later if it were me. So I don't have any tolerance for these kind of people, you know, bullies. The former colleague said to others at CarMax, said Zimmerman was upset for not getting the promotion he thought he deserved, and that's why he took it out his frustration on a colleague. Maybe part of that was so, but you know, he is what he is, and even if even if his life was great and get his promotion, he probably would have done it anyway because that's probably the type of person he is, based on his track record. Zimmerman's attorney will not comment on the story. CarMax has issued a statement that said he did check the matter, but CarMax does not provide information on internal human resources matters. That's what all companies always say. It's so stupid. If somebody in an office put a rule up, says we can't discuss this, and that's how they bypass that. It's like a diplomatic immunity. Well, we can just rub our hands off of it and pass the buck. Great. CarMax can't step up. You know, they don't know how to step up and take responsibility for their business or something, right? They don't know how to give a statement. At least they owe people a statement because of this, because of this kind of behavior in one of their employees, which happens to be George Zimmerman. You know, this isn't. This is just, have I lied? I mean, this is what I'm reading verbatim, and these are my opinions that I'm entitled. You know, and not just opinions. This is logic. You know, not defamation or something. Other employees told ABC. Okay, I'm having some problems with the website here. Other employees told ABC News that they recalled the two and remember Zimmerman as a prankster, jokester at work. Okay, I've already read this part. Now, if you're gonna paint a picture of somebody, you should paint a complete picture and not just parts of it because it's not convenient for you. You gotta also consider the character of the person and not just the laws. The laws and morals. When I was a paralegal, and I lost a lot of respect for lawyers because it's not about justice, it's about just a rule. Rules are flawed, made by flawed individuals. That's what happens. Morals should be incorporated into laws. That's another video, another movie for another time. There's a lot more to say on this. basically, a recap, it's two bullies hurting each other, and bullies deserve what they get. You know, even though George Zimmerman looked like he was the instigator, he could have just walked away, and he didn't. You know, both people were at fault. You know, you can't hate the messenger, because I'm just a messenger. You know, for all you snotty haters that want to click the dislike because I said something that was the truth. You know, or at least the tone I say it, because this gets me all steamed up and more disappointed. I'm not even really angry. I'm just disappointed in the way society is. This is our society. Stupidity, petty stuff, bias, taking people out of context, not painting a big picture, the complete picture of a person.